You ever check your bank account after months of being good with money and think, wait, why does it still feel like I'm stuck in the same place? Like, you're not broke anymore. You got some savings, maybe even a little investing going on. But somehow, you keep hovering around the same number. If that number is somewhere around $20,000 net worth, and you've been there way longer than you expected, yeah, that's literally you. And honestly, you're not alone. I spend way too much time thinking about why most people stall at $20,000 net worth, the hidden ceiling. If you're someone who is stuck or stagnant about personal finance, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're not just talking about money. We're talking about the invisible ceiling that quietly stops people from building real wealth, even when they're doing everything right. Here's the thing. Most people don't fail financially because they're irresponsible. They fail because they unknowingly adopt a set of behaviors that work up to a point and then completely stop working. And that point, for a shocking number of people, is right around $20,000 net worth. The $20,000 plateau is real. Look, this isn't just vibes. There's actual data behind this. According to Federal Reserve data, a huge percentage of households never move meaningfully past a low five-figure net worth range. Even among people with stable jobs, college degrees, and years in the workforce, wealth accumulation often flatlines early. Now, you might be thinking, $20,000 isn't even that much. Why would anyone stall there? And that's exactly why the ceiling is so dangerous. It feels like progress while quietly keeping you small. Here's what most people don't realize. The skills that get you to your first $20,000 are not the skills that get you to $100,000. And this is where it gets really interesting. The false sense of safety. At around $20,000 net worth, something psychological happens. You finally have a small emergency fund, some breathing room, maybe a retirement account that isn't embarrassing anymore. You're no longer panicking every month. And your brain goes, okay, we're good now. That feeling? It's comfortable. And comfort is the enemy of growth. Behavioral economists call this loss aversion. Once you have something to lose, your brain shifts from grow mode to protect mode. So instead of asking, how do I increase my earning power? You start asking, how do I not mess this up? That subtle shift is everything. Responsible habits that quietly stall you. Here's where people get stuck doing things that look smart, but quietly cap their upside. Habit number 1. Over-prioritizing cash. People keep stacking cash because it feels safe. But let's do some quick math. If inflation averages even 3% a year, $20,000 sitting in cash loses about $600 of purchasing power every single year. You feel responsible, but you're standing still. Habit number 2, avoiding risk entirely. Now, you might be thinking, I don't want to gamble my money. Totally fair. But here's the reality. Not taking calculated risk is still a risk. Historically, the S&P 500 has averaged around 10% annually over long periods. If you invest $10,000 and let it compound for 30 years, you're looking at roughly $174,000. If you don't, you stay where you are. The identity ceiling. This is the part no one talks about. Most people don't stall because of math. They stall because of identity. At $20,000 net worth, you still see yourself as someone who needs to be careful, someone who can't afford to mess up, someone who isn't a real investor yet, so you play small. You budget perfectly, but never optimize income. You avoid mistakes, but also avoid opportunities. It's like learning to drive and never getting on the highway. The income myth. Here's another assumption we need to challenge early. Saving alone will not get you past this level. Let's say you save $500 a month. That's $6,000 a year. That's impressive discipline. But even with perfect behavior, you're crawling instead of compounding. Wealth builders focus less on how much they save and more on skill growth, leverage, scalable income. That's how the ceiling breaks. The hidden math of momentum. This is where it gets really interesting. The first $20,000 feels slow because your money isn't working yet. You are doing all the work. But once investments, income streams, and compounding kick in, progress stops being linear. $20,000 to $40,000 is faster than $0 to $20,000. $40,000 to $100,000 is faster still. Momentum is real, but only if you allow it to exist. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but what if I mess up? What if I invest at the wrong time? What if I lose money? Look, mistakes are part of the tuition. Wealth isn't built by being perfect. It's built by being anti-fragile. People who break past the ceiling don't avoid losses. They design their life so losses don't end them. The lifestyle design shift. Here's a powerful reframe. Instead of asking, how do I protect this $20,000? Ask, what kind of person deserves $200,000? That question changes your habits overnight. You start investing in skills instead of comfort, long-term upside instead of short-term relief, systems instead of willpower. You stop managing money and start designing a financial life. 3 actionable steps to break the ceiling. Step 1. Cap your cash comfort, keep 3 to 6 months of expenses. No more. Everything beyond that needs a job. Step 2. Increase earning power before optimization. A 10% raise beats perfect budgeting every time. Step 3. Redefine safe. Safe isn't avoiding risk. Safe is building multiple paths forward. I've seen this over and over. People who stall at $20,000 think they need more discipline. People who break through realize they need more courage. The moment you stop treating money like something fragile and start treating it like something trainable, everything changes. Look, if you're stuck around this level, you're not behind. You're just at the most deceptive stage of the journey. This ceiling isn't real. It's psychological. And once you see it, you can break it. If this video gives you clarity, hit the like button. It helps more than you think. Subscribe if you want to build wealth with intention, not stress. And comment below, what number do you feel stuck at right now? Because awareness is the first crack in the ceiling.